heart-stopping landing of a small Piper PA-34 aircraft to the astonishing tale of an Egyptian military pilot, the airline pilots demonstrate their wonderful prowess despite scenarios of the aircraft seemingly unraveling at dusk. Watch till the end and let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Let's get it on. In 2019, a small Piper PA-34 aircraft weighing 2 tons appeared in Costa Rica. This modest aircraft bore 4 passengers bound for the enchanting shores of Houston, USA. The landing gear refused to answer the call. Pilot unyielding and issued clear instructions. Then a dance with gravity ensued, a descent that measured in meters but resonated in courage. The Piper PA-34 touched down, its underbelly meeting the runway in a synchronized rhythm. Yet the true marvel lay in the details. The artful finesse with which Alvaro distributed the weight across the aircraft's belly. The choreography of this landing was a testament to precision, calculated symphony that held the promise of salvation.
Parallel runways, brass and seal. Lovely touchdown there by our local pilot in the Yak 3. Ran for that's not looking good.
Обратите внимание, вот такой набор высоты 200 метров сейчас выполняет и внизу, и вверху отстрел тепловых ловушек. Ну, мы, безусловно, салютуем сегодня происходящим под ваши буквы.
A relatively less nerve-wracking incident unfolded in the Netherlands during the year 2017, featuring the amphibious marvel known as the Catalina. This airborne vessel, designed to conquer both land and water, became an unexpected protagonist in a story of mechanical hiccup. A glitch in its system caused the front landing mechanism to falter at a most critical juncture, just as the aircraft was poised to touch down on the airstrip. Oh no, with only the 2 rear landing gears in play, the pilot faced an extraordinary challenge. A challenge that surpassed even the daring acrobatics of flight. The pivotal moment was the aircraft's first contact with the Earth, a moment fraught with intricacies. The goal was to keep the Catalina based in its 2 remaining supports for as long as possible. With masterful finesse, the pilot extended their dance with gravity, defying the odds and prolonging the moment of touchdown. As the Catalina's nose finally kissed the asphalt, the collective sigh of relief was palpable. Don't forget to press the like button, subscribe and comment what do you think of these plane landings. Now, let's explore the astonishing tale of an Egyptian military pilot who, faced with a hydraulics failure, etched a new chapter in aviation's playbook. His aircraft, now at the mercy of a malfunctioning hydraulics system, it's a feat that requires split-second timing, a delicate harmony of mechanics and instinct. You can see, this Egyptian pilot's improvisation stands as a testament to human ingenuity. The artistry of a pilot maintaining equilibrium until the very moment of rest. In the delicate choreography of an unexpected landing gear failure, the response is far from simplistic. It's reality. To orchestrate a controlled encounter with the ground, choosing the exact instant to unite aircraft and terrain in a synchronized embrace. It's a decision fraught with gravity, where each fraction of a second is an intricate brushstroke upon the canvas of safety. In the cockpit, courage and expertise fused seamlessly. With a calculated reduction in speed and a precisely timed descent, the pilots showcased a mastery of their craft. Sharm el-Sheikh, an Egyptian jewel nestled by the azure waters of the Red Sea. As the aircraft descended, a seemingly routine landing commenced. However, a villain appeared. A hushed oil leak within the hydraulic veins of the aircraft had surreptitiously tainted a rubber wheel. As fate would have it, this innocuous wheel bore the brunt of the friction-induced ballet, igniting into a fiery torch, a beacon of unexpected danger. Fortune favored the prepared, as rescuers stood vigilant, ready to counter the unexpected. With swift precision, they tamed the flames, extinguishing the fiery interloper. Finally, tales that celebrate the spirit of exploration, courage, and innovation that have forever graced our skies. On January 15, 2009, Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger heroically saved the lives of hundreds of people during a remarkable emergency landing. Shortly after takeoff from LaGuardia Airport in New York, US Airways Flight 1549, an Airbus A320, encountered a flock of wild geese. The birds struck the aircraft, causing both engines to lose power. With no possibility of making it back to the airport or reaching another airfield safely due to the low altitude, Captain Sullenberger made a daring and critical decision. He successfully executed an emergency water landing on the Hudson River within the limits of New York City. The plane landed safely on the river's surface, and rescue boats quickly responded to pick up passengers from the wings and evacuate them to safety. Let's imagine the emotions experienced by pilots flying massive airliners, hundreds and thousands of times larger than conventional cars. Landing such colossal aircraft can be a daunting task, especially when unexpected challenges arise. In 2011, a Polish LOT airline flight was en route from New York to Warsaw. Throughout the journey, everything went smoothly until the very end when a critical issue emerged. None of the landing gears could be deployed. Faced with this dangerous situation, the pilots made a daring decision. They would attempt to land the plane on its metal belly to reduce the risk of explosion and decrease the aircraft's mass. For an hour, they circled over the Polish capital, carefully planning the moment of touchdown. With exceptional skill, they executed their plan, calculating the precise moment and speed needed to land the plane as gently as possible. Imagine the intense rumble in the cabin as the multi-ton machine slid along the asphalt. This extraordinary landing showcased the pilots' exceptional abilities and their ability to handle extreme situations that go beyond typical engine problems. Don't forget to press the like button, subscribe, and comment what do you think of these most terrifying plane landings.
Touchdown now.
Oh dear.
Our journey wouldn't be complete without mentioning an incident involving an Airbus A380 airliner. Everything went wrong during this landing attempt as a gust of wind spun the massive aircraft perpendicular to the runway. The winds were so strong that the plane seemed to hover on its sides, posing an immense challenge for the pilot. Desperately trying to level the aircraft, the pilot made slight corrections, and eventually the plane made contact with the runway with a tremendous impact. The giant airliner jolted, but miraculously, the sturdy runway withstood the monstrous load. As the Airbus rolled at an angle, it began to veer off the runway toward the curb, posing the imminent risk of a disastrous crash. The highway's integrity was at stake, and the fate of the plane hung in the balance. However, the skilled pilot demonstrated incredible determination and managed to slow down the aircraft, preventing a potentially catastrophic accident. The pilot worked tirelessly to keep the plane stable and prevent the nose from touching the ground, a crucial maneuver to avoid a dangerous impact that could break the aircraft in half. So great. This vintage plane's engine was cut off mid-flight and was losing height, forcing its pilot to land on a busy beach in Devon, UK. The passenger in the two-seat 1930 aircraft was waving at the beachgoers to clear the way. No one was hurt.
Lads!
During one such extreme landing, the co-pilot, a talented 24-year-old named Maxie Girl, impresses with her skills. Though she's a beginner, her performance during this challenging landing is nothing short of remarkable. However, some questions arise about why the crew captain entrusted the landing to a co-pilot, especially in such intense conditions. A Boeing 737-800 aircraft flying from Ankara to Trabzon has skidded off the runway at Trabzon Airport, ending up with its nose nearly in the sea. Luckily, no passengers or crew were hurt in the incident, which had been reported by a bird strike. The Dutch airport Schiphol witnessed an unforgettable display of skill and bravery as the Airbus A380, weighing an astonishing 560 tons, faced an incredible challenge during its landing. With storm winds raging at speeds exceeding 80 km per hour, the aircraft dangled in the air like a kite. The pilot quickly realized the maneuver was beyond their control. Swiftly raising the aircraft and executing a spectacular turn around the airport, the pilot astounded passengers who experienced a roller coaster-like thrill at speeds exceeding 900 km per hour. On the second approach, the pilot displayed their mastery, bringing the massive airliner back to the runway with unmatched precision. Like placing a delicate cup on a saucer, the pilot landed the aircraft with unparalleled smoothness, effortlessly taming the colossal beast amidst the storm's fury. The miraculous landing of the Airbus A321 in a cornfield near Sukovsky Airport will be remembered as an extraordinary feat of courage and resourcefulness. Daring flight to New York took a nerve-wracking turn for the passengers when their plane was bound for Los Angeles. Facing uncertainty about what caused the landing gear failure, the pilots made a brilliant decision. They opted to divert to Long Beach Airport, where JetBlue's base was located. The plane flew over the airport at low altitude, allowing JetBlue staff to inspect the landing gear from the tower. After a careful examination, the ground crew confirmed that the landing gear had deployed at a right angle. To prevent the risk of a fire on impact, the airliner circled over the ocean for more than 2 hours. All the while, passengers anxiously trembled, anticipating an extreme landing. Finally, the time came for the pilots to attempt the challenging landing. Descending at a speed of 222 kilometers per hour, the pilot managed to skillfully touch down on the rear chassis, avoiding an immediate impact on the front landing gear. To mitigate the potential danger, the captain pulled up the nose of the aircraft as much as possible. However, it proved difficult to maintain this position for an extended period. Despite the pilot's best efforts, the airliner eventually landed on the front landing gear, subjecting it to severe friction and intense heat. The rubber on the landing gear started to smoke and eventually caught fire, adding another layer of concern. Moreover, the broken nose strut rendered the additional braking systems unusable, making the situation even more precarious. With tremendous skill and precision, the pilot managed to bring the aircraft to a halt at a mere 300 meters from the end of the runway. Finally, all are safe. Thank God.
Easy! Oh my flipping heck! Wow! I'm surprised that's not a touch and go, mate. Wow! That was pretty gnarly, man. What?
Let's start with Madeira Airport, known to be one of the most challenging airports in the world. One side of the runway is nestled against the mountains, while the other end's right at the ocean. To accommodate the limited land space, engineers extended the construction over the water, creating a giant bridge-like structure. Strong winds and turbulent zones are frequent occurrences over the airport, making landings particularly tricky. As you watch the planes attempting to land at Madeira, you'll notice how they sway with the wind, resembling an old Ziguli car on bumpy roads. Despite the challenging conditions, skilled pilots maneuver the airliners through the gusts and safely land on the runway. It takes exceptional skill and nerves of steel to achieve such precision. Don't forget to press the like button, subscribe, and comment what do you think of these plane landings. Landing at Wellington Airport in New Zealand can be an exceptionally challenging experience due to the powerful winds that plague the region. Indeed, New Zealand's weather can be quite dynamic and unpredictable, and the region is known for experiencing various extreme weather events. On numerous occasions, multi-ton airliners have struggled to cope with the relentless winds, compelling pilots to execute repeated attempts at landing. The hurricane-like gust relentlessly tossed the planes around, making it nearly impossible to decelerate and come to a complete stop during the initial attempts. The force of the wind on an aircraft weighing several tens of tons can be astonishing, causing it to feel as light as a piece of paper. However, the skill and experience of the pilots become the decisive factors in safely landing the aircraft amid such epic natural elements. During a landing at Schiphol Airport in the Netherlands, a Boeing 777 encountered a harrowing experience. As the aircraft prepared to touch down, strong winds unexpectedly caused it to roll over on its side. The pilots promptly aborted the landing attempt and regained altitude. However, as the wind showed no signs of calming down, they were left with no choice but to make an urgent landing. As the plane descended once more, the fierce winds continued to wreak havoc. The aircraft was violently tossed from one runway to another, creating a perilous situation. Despite the challenging circumstances, the pilots skillfully managed to maintain control of the aircraft, preventing a catastrophic accident. Incredibly, the plane landed safely, and thankfully, no one on board was injured during this nerve-wracking ordeal. Alexander Akapov in 2017 achieved an incredible feat by landing a plane at Istanbul Ataturk Airport, despite being blinded during the flight. While on the journey, the aircraft faced a severe hailstorm that completely shattered the cabin windows, leaving them covered in continuous cracks, resulting in zero visibility. Even the windshield at the nose of the airliner was entirely covered by a solid dent. So terrible. Captain Akapov skillfully managed to land the plane by relying solely on a small side window that remained intact. This was the only source of vision he had. Miraculously, he succeeded in making a safe landing, saving all 121 passengers and the entire crew on board. A Delta flight departing from Milan to JFK was forced to deplane in Rome after severe hail caused damage to its nose and tail, forcing an emergency landing on Monday, July 2023.
Thank you for watching the video. If you feel it's good, please feel free to click the subscribe button to receive more interesting videos. See ya.